What is up, family? It is your friendly neighborhood blurred, the Fallen Marvel, back with another video after I don't know how long. It is long overdue. So here I am with an update video to let you guys know what's been going on with me and the channel and where I'm going from here. So for all those that have been sticking around with the channel and been following me and everything like that, it is very much appreciated. To say this video is overdue is a massive understatement on my part. So, be that as it may, here I am letting you guys know what's been going on. And this video is going to be a little bit more closer to home for me because it's been quite a doozy the last couple years. Well, first things first, for those of you that follow the channel, you all know that I became a father 2 years ago. My son is 2.5 now. Like, man, where does the time go? And of course, as time has gone on, he's become more and more of a priority for me, as he should. He is my son. Uh, Helping my family, trying to get things together, trying to become a really strong unit, and it's become much more important now more than ever. So earlier this year, in the midst of trying to find a new place to live and getting things in order and this, that, and the third, my son was officially diagnosed with level 2 moderate autism. It didn't really come to us by surprise because it was something that we had been suspecting for a while up to this point, roughly since he was maybe about 6, 7 months old, with little signs here and there. But it was something that we did our due diligence to keep an eye on, and when it all came down to it, he was officially diagnosed. And of course, no one really prepares you for much of anything when you become a parent. So it's still a learning experience for me, with it being my first child. And, it's things that you have to learn along the way. And that part of it, that just comes with the territory with taking on that responsibility of being a parent. So, to give a little context, my son, emotionally wise, he's always up on 11. He's been very hyperactive, which, a lot of kids are, but my son, he doesn't know the meaning of the word stop. My boy is literally the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going, and you literally have to force him to stop in order for him to even stay still a little bit. And it's something that we noticed early on after he was born. Like, he's wired to always be on the go. But of course, learning the diagnosis and learning some things that may come with it, it's a lot of trial and error right now. Unfortunately, there are just some days where it's really hard to keep the morale to help him when he needs help, because he has frequent uh, emotional outbursts. A lot of time, it's like I said before, he has extreme highs and lows when it comes to his emotions. He's either really up here or he's really down here. There's no in between with him. It's either 10 or 0. So that really takes a toll on everyone involved, because it just really seems like nothing we do helps. But again, we've been doing our due diligence to try to find all the resources we can, to help him and also help us, because it's a really big transition, uh, going into the learning the ins and outs of you know how to deal with autism and what autism is. But even with all that said, it's been a real joy being a father to this boy and seeing him grow, seeing him learn, uh, seeing how smart he is. Like, my son's, it's crazy because I never really thought that, like, his memory would be so good at his age right now. Like, the boy's memory is impeccable. Thankfully, it's not my first experience actually encountering autism in some fashion or another, because my younger brother was also diagnosed with it back in the 90s. And of course, with it being that basically being 30 years ago, there wasn't as much there wasn't as much information on autism and how to deal with it back then versus now, which is all kinds of stuff that we can look into. I could definitely say that me and my fiance, we are grateful that we at least had tools that we can use to help our son navigate through his development, because it's we're trying. All of us are trying 100%. And that's been a really huge reason why I have been able to make the content that I've been really wanting to make. So I'm steady making plans, steady having ideas that I want to execute. It's just, it takes a lot having to make that different transition to deal with your son, especially like if he has a special need and things like that. And there's just some days where I just don't really feel up to it. And I got to be honest, sometimes it feels very suffocating not to be able to create. It's a very hard pill to swallow when circumstances happen and it really cuts into your ability to be able to just be you. And it's not that I haven't been able to be myself, but not to the fullest extent. But I definitely muster as much as I possibly can for the sake of my son. At any rate, I'm looking forward to a brighter future, to see where his development goes from here and whatnot. And I'm just really doing everything I possibly can for him to balance, to keep him balanced, to keep myself balanced in my relationship with my fiance, and with the rest of my family. And thankfully I have help from my mom. Let's hear it for the grandparents. I honestly don't know where we would be if we didn't have a little extra helping hand with him, because it really has been a lot with the different changes and the adjustments, and just trying to figure out what the playbook is going to be. In addition to those things, I also had to deal with personal loss in the family. I lost four very important people the past couple years, and it's been really difficult navigating through those things. But thankfully, I have had enough strength within me to be able to accept the reality of things and uh, grieve in a healthy way and trying my best to move forward, because, it's all a part of life. And, you know, legacy is all about what you do before you leave, untimely and not. So the best you can do is just try to do your best. And that's just one of the things that I've instilled in me. And I'm just grateful for that, like straight up. I've had my days where I just wasn't sure if I was going to continue creating content or not, but it's just something in me that I have a passion for and I just don't want to give it up. And I know that life has a way of throwing a curveball at you at the most inopportune time, but sometimes you just have to be able to just, you know, take the pitch head on and just run your bases. So I haven't given up on creating content. So, of course, with all the stuff that I've put on my channel, I have a lot of catching up that I have to do. So, there are going to be some things that I'm going to try to address retroactively, as far as movies, TV, video games, and so on and so forth. I have fallen so far behind. But whatever the case may be, we're gonna do this thing one way or the other. So, for everyone that has been watching, I do very much appreciate you sticking through this and hearing my story. And for all those that are still subscribed, that still follow me, I really do appreciate it. I've been more so active on Facebook than anywhere else. I pretty much have pretty much all the main platforms with the exception of Reddit and stuff like that. So I'm mainly on Facebook. All you gotta do is search my name. It's easy to find. You can still find me on Twitter. You can find me on IG. You can find me on TikTok if you wanna, and of course Twitch. So And whatever the case may be, I plan on hitting the ground running with that stuff and really start cranking out some more content. So my movie reviews and my gaming streams, and hopefully I can start adding some skits back to the thing and whatnot or whatever. So I mean, we definitely got some more to look forward to. So with all that being said, I very much appreciate every one of you guys that watched. Feel free to leave comments down below or just hit me up on social media if you feel so inclined. Keep following my advice to go nerd, but nerd responsibly. This is your friendly neighborhood Blurred, the Fallen Marvel. I will check you guys later. Deuces, I am out.